This morning we have a 1350 shaft from Mark Callanan. I don't know a whole lot about it. I know it's out of a drag car, and he must have had some kind of a fitment problem because it needed to be shortened 3/8 of an inch. So it was 49 3/4 center, and it's now down to 49 3/8. So I did that. I cut the end down at the axle. I marked everything and indexed it and put it back in exactly where it was, including the U-joints. And the weld joke that I took out, I indexed that and I put it back in phase the same way it was. This is one of the boutique builder drive shafts from one of the major drag race and race car suppliers. I'm not going to name names. And it's a high quality shaft, there's no doubt about it. The peculiar thing about it is that it was extremely force imbalanced. Let me try and just explain force and couple imbalance. Force imbalance is when both ends of the drive shaft are going up and down at the same time. Couple imbalance is like a rocking horse action, and you'll see that with weight placement. There'll be weights. In this case, they were dead on, in line with each other, in phase. And in couple, you'll see weights that will be 180 degrees opposite. That's couple, rocking horse. This was extremely, force imbalance is not unusual. This was acute though. I mean, it was to the point of where they're just not usually that profound, where if you even make a minor, tiny correction to one end, it makes a huge difference at this end, and that's the way this thing reacted. And I'm sure it's had a lot of passes at the drag strip, and there's a lot of stress in that tubing. One other thing I will say about these is I see a few of these shafts from these manufacturers, and I see them from all manufacturers, but they TIG weld the weights on, and in my opinion they're over welded. They weld the hole in the middle completely full, and then they put fillet welds on both sides of the weight. And yeah, that's all well and good, and I'm sure they have a reason, but it makes it incredibly hard to get them off. And you got to grind them off, and you got to grind them off slowly to create a hot spot in the tubing. There's a little bit that goes into this, so I tack weld them on with a MIG gun, and I don't have my weight. My weights don't come off either, so I just try not to interrupt the tubing that much. So anyways, I shortened it to 3/8 of an inch. She's tuned up now. Weight placement on this was incredibly specific, and had to be exactly what it needed to be. I cut the weight package at this end here is the OE weights. It's about cut in half. I ground them down, honestly. And my weight package down at that end that I put on is less than it was. So anyways, I'm pretty happy here. That's about 3,000 RPM. That's about 3,500. 0 at the transmission, 0 at the rear axle. So we're gonna say this is a home run for Mark, and we'll get it back to him.